Hello, hello, hello. So here we are at the Spencer Arms, a different view. Now I know I've had people say to me, like, I like it when you change the view at the Spencer Arms. So I thought I'd just come and sit down. I'm chilling out, watching Richard Wheatlow Brewery doing his latest brew. You probably know I'm a number one fan. But anyway, the other day, after having the Jaipur and the Jaipur, which I've just reviewed with our Richard's newly branded label of us pair there, I had a Rattlesnake from Thornbridge, which came in this month's beer club. Now, just get out of the way so it focuses in there. It's a West Coast IPA, 6.5%. Now, the Jaipur is 55 IBUs. I need to check with Thornbridge what the IBUs of this is, because I think it's quite a lot higher. So this has got Cascade, Chinook, Centennial and Simcoe in there. So there's 3 of the C hops. Now, I didn't even know. Richard talks about C hops. So I'm promoting, who am I to promote? But I'm just sort of like saying, Wheatlow, he's educational. He's taught me a lot. And when he talks about C hops, I thought, C hops? I'm thinking, you know what I mean? But no, C hops, like the American hops, like Cascade, Chinook, Centennial, Columbus, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I feel a lot more sober after having them two, because I've chilled out in order to review this beer. Now, what I will do is, when I first drank this beer, after having the Jaipur, so my lips and my taste buds would have been absolutely coated, ready to have a West Coast IPA. Because in fact, Jaipur for me is, and Richard agrees, is a West Coast IPA. It's got them 55 IBUs, it's high IBUs. It's really bitter, grapefruit bitterness and everything. I'm going to be people screaming at me saying, Speno, look at the blimmin' head on that. Anyway, so look at the cleanliness of the glasses here. Literally, at the minute, for cleaning glasses, I mean, Richard talked about deionized water, which is brilliant because we've got hard water here and it does leave little spots on the glasses. But for me, cleaning glasses at the minute is boiling hot water over my bottle brush. Literally boiling hot water, really get it sort of like rinsed off with that. And then salt and warm water. That cleans the glasses enough for me nowadays to get that beautiful non-carbonation bubbles sticking on the side of the glass. Sometimes if you don't rinse it properly, you can get little salt marks. And also, just from our tap water here, you can get salt marks, you know, or mineral marks on the side of the glass. Anyway, so this is in the beer club, Rattlesnake, so it should be available on the website now. 6.5% West Coast IPA. Now, here's a little tip for you. In the froth of the beer, if you actually got a teaspoon, or I mean, I don't really want to put my finger in it, to be quite honest with you, but if you got a little teaspoon and you took some of that froth of the beer off and ate that froth, that's where you will get the high bitterness in the froth. It's contained there in the froth. That's come from a beer writer. That's come from somebody who really does talk about beer and knows their stuff. So the froth is there to protect the beer. It hides a lot of the aroma when you've got a big head like that. So smelling that is virtually zero. You can just smell a little bit of bitterness. You can almost smell that bite in there, but the foam hides it. So it does make me laugh when I do see and hear a lot of people going, this, that, and the others. There is a moorishness that comes forefront there, but that foam, ooh, gives you an idea on how bitter this beer is going to taste. Now, I'm going to edit this. I'm going to edit this version, what I'm doing now, where I feel relatively sober, into the version where I drank 2 Jaipurs on an empty stomach, and I was pretty drunk, because when I first tasted this, the reaction was quite funny. So I'm going to try this again now, see what I think. Hopefully the reaction will be pretty much the same, I would imagine. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that is a quality West Coast IPA. Oh, that literally like smacks you in the face with the bitterness. But then it sort of calms down a little bit. You get a little bit of balance. To be quite honest with you, it's almost like a Jaipur on steroids. I mean, they did the Jaipur X, Thornbridge did. And to be quite honest with you, it's very, very powerful, that is. I think it's a little bit too powerful for certain people. But like for me, I find it quite moorish. It's really, really moorish, that beer is. But this is, after drinking the Jaipur and Wheatlow Brewery's Jaipur clone, this is almost like a ramped up version of Jaipur. It's got a lot of the similar hops in there. So I do think we've got, well, there's Cascade if they can't get the Autumn hops. But I think Jaipur put Cascade in there anyway, as well as Chinook, Centennial and Simcoe. I think all of them hops are in Jaipur. They really are, because we got like Chinook, Centennial, all them hops are in Jaipur. So this, for me, oh, it just does everything it says on the tin. It's a proper bite. It literally comes and bites you, that does. The can art is very simple, very yellowy and very simple. Snake there, the 20th sort of like anniversary. It's just a really simple, it literally is a snake. And I'm loving these celebratory beers that Thornbridge are bringing out. And this one in particular is absolutely incredible. I gave it a 10 out of 10 when I reviewed it, and I think I was probably a little bit oiled from the two quick Jaipurs that I've drank, so I was a bit overexcited. But I can honestly say, once you've had a few sips of this, the actual initial bitterness sort of like gets a little bit better on your palate. If you do not like beers that give you that big IBU, not IBU, well, the IBU bitterness, but the alpha acid bitterness, that grapefruit smash, that real hit that makes you go, ooh, this is not for you. If you like a West Coast IPA, this is definitely for you. This is just like drinking the most, it's just super bitter, super dry, but also very balanced, and it just leaves it's the finish of the beer that I love. And I always talk about that with a beer. A great quality beer will leave a great quality finish all the time. And that is something that is really great about a beer. The lingering finish. The beer that you've drank and you put down and you chat to your friends, and all you can taste is the finish that that beer has given you, and then you simply want to pick it up and drink it again. So you probably see that I've changed the camera angle, so I've got some of the frames, the posters here from Everard's Brewery that Claire gifted me. You can't see them all, they're up there. The old original Beacon Hill, and then there's the lighthouse that was handmade for us by a really great friend who does wood turning as a hobby, and he's blimmin' good at it. I'm also here with Shitface Simon. Come on, Simon. Oh God, I've been on it all day, and I really am quite shit-faced. He's terrible. Every time I come down here to the Spencer Arms, he's literally always shit-faced, always, and that's why he got his nickname, Shit-Faced Simon, you know. And he ain't even in the position to be able to drink this beer because it'll just make him bad. So yeah, Thornbridge's Rattlesnake. Ooh, yeah, probably the best West Coast IPA they've done to date, I think. It's sharp, it's crisp, it's bitter, it's balanced. I would say it's a little bit sort of like, it's a little bit more tipping towards, how can I say it? Tipping towards the real hoppy bitterness side. The malts, there must be some good malts in there balancing that bitterness, because they've really ramped up the IBUs in this. This feels, if Jaipur is 55, I think I might repeat myself here, but this feels like it's got to be probably another 10. It's got to be about 65 IBUs. I might be wrong on this. It doesn't actually tell you on the can what it is. They do put a lot of information on there, and a lot of their IPAs say serve 5 to 8 degrees. So you got to really make sure that you get that temperature right, because it really is important, because if you have it too cold, you're probably not going to get the malt balance. You're not going to get the real balance of the beer. And what I love about these glasses is these glasses are brilliant for swirling around. They've got a really thick bottom there, so you can you can hold it, you can swirl it around, and you're not really adding temperature to the beer. So you can hold the glass like that at the bottom, and you're not warming the beer up. You can look at the beer, you're not giving it whatever. You got the slow rising carbonation up, going up there. Look at that carbonation going up there. I love to see that. I love to see it chasing the head. That's how you keep your head retention, by having clean glasses. It's so important. But then the temperature being correct means that the malts have the chance to balance the beer out. There is a malty taste in there. It's definitely balancing out the hop profile, the bitterness and everything else, but I can't put my finger on where there's no real sort of sweet. There is like a honey type of, slight honey smoothness in this beer, which is quite nice, but it's definitely that sort of orangey pith marmalade, sort of stringy marmalade that we always talk about, which I really like in the West Coast. West Coast, nice and deep, sort of like this deep orangey colour, and an absolutely beautiful beer. The problem is it's like, because it's a Jaipur, for me, it's very Jaipur, like ramped up. It's like, whoa, you know, like, what do? Do you like buy a few of these, or do you stick with the Jaipur? I mean, for me, I think the Jaipur has got a little bit more of a crisper bite, because it's not so bitter. So you've got a little bit more of that grapefruit flavour as well as the bite. This has got a bit moorishy, a bit more resinousy, and but it certainly is a great West Coast IPA. I am going to give it a hashtag Speno Waffle 10 out of 10, because it is absolutely fantastic. It's just retaining its head. I'm going to grab hold of the bottom of this now to warm it up a little bit, see what we get as it warms up. Pillory soft mouthfeel, not like it's not too soft that you want to take away the punch of the beer. You don't want, the last thing you really want in a punchy West Coast IPA is too much of an overly soft mouthfeel, because what that will sort of like take away the bite of the beer that you really want. You know, it's almost like having a very hot sort of chili forward. You know, if you did like a chicken chili, and you got like chilies and garlic and that over some chicken, and you had it sort of fairly dry with some rice, but then the next thing you like leathered it in some sort of like sauce, you take all that bite away from it. So you don't, you know, you just want a little bit of sauce. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is almost like the real bite of the chili with a little bit of sauce, just to like give you the bite and then take it away from you straight away. Fantastic beer for me, right up my street. I love a West Coast IPA. So what I'm going to do now is, from this now, and because I've got a couple, the next video that I'm going to do is going to be Richard's clone of Blind Pig, which is a very exclusive IPA that you actually cannot get in this country. People queue around the block for it, and they pay £20 to £50 a bottle if it ever appears in this country. Very rare beer. And Richard's brewed it, and it is a phenomenal West Coast IPA. So I think that's a great one to follow this. And then I will review it as well, separately, all by itself. Right, take care, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the double views. And if you like the audio on this, it's from the DJI mics. Cheers.